A very good evening and welcome to another episode of Brett's Old Time Radio Show. Thank you very much indeed for checking us out, and thank you very much indeed for giving us a little bit of your time this evening. I do appreciate it. It's all back to normal in my home because the boys are back at school and my lovely wife is in the office, so it's been a quiet day today. I'm not a big fan of it being quiet, but it's given me an opportunity to get some bits and pieces done. So a very good evening, it's Brett and it's time for another episode of Brett's Old Time Radio Show. Welcome to my home here on the south coast of the United Kingdom in a lovely little place called Lyme Bay. Now, if you look it up, you'll see it's a lovely little spot. And we are located sort of between Seaton and Beer, just to give you an idea on kind of where we are. A huge thank you for joining me once again for our regular late night visit to those dusty studio archives of old time radio shows right here at my home in Lyme Bay. Don't forget, I've got an Instagram page and a YouTube channel and a brand new Facebook page with very few followers. So please go and check that out if you get a moment. They're all called Brett's Old Time Radio Show, and it would be great if you could follow me. Also, feel free to send some feedback on the show, brett@tourdate.co.uk. All we've got left is 5 episodes of Dick Barton Special Agents. So what I think I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks is I'm going to play you 2 episodes, one after the other. So coming up, we've got episode 6 and episode 7 of Dick Barton Special Agent.
Dick Barton Special Agent. A new secret weapon of indescribable power has been invented by 2 British scientists. This weapon is now in the hands of Wilhelm Kramer and his gang. So are the 2 scientists. The one, James Thurgood, has joined Kramer of his own free will, but the other, Sir Archie Wrangle, has been kidnapped by Kramer and taken to his new hideout. Here, Kramer and Thurgood begin to torture Sir Archie Wrangle in an endeavour to obtain the secret formula.
We must get this information out of Wrangle, and quick.
There's only one thing left, Kramer.
The drug?
Yes, he won't talk any other way. We'll have to give him the truth drug. In his weakened state, he should react quickly and favourably. If I administer it now, just before he returns to consciousness, it won't have time to wear off before we question him.
How long will it take?
Oh, not long at all. Pass me that needle, will you, Kramer? Thank you. There. My hand! Look, my hand!
All right, Kramer, don't move. What? Aye, it's friend Barton again.
Oh, nice shooting, sir.
Look at my hand.
Lucky it wasn't your head.
It's bleeding fast.
Oh, shut up, Thurgood. I'm afraid you've upset Mr. Thurgood, my dear Bart.
Take a look at Sir Archie, Jean.
Yes, of course.
Snowy, just make sure our friends aren't armed.
I will. Now then, up with your hand. Now, that's lovely.
And what do you hope to gain by this, Barton? This house is full of my men.
That's all right. The place is completely surrounded, Kramer.
If I remember rightly, you had me completely surrounded in the tea warehouse, Barton.
How is he, Jean?
Looks as though he's coming round. They've been knocking him about, though. Look at these marks on his face.
Wrangle was so obstinate, Miss Hunter. You see what I mean, Barton?
Tell them to go away. At once.
Really, Barton, I must
If you
say...
don't tell them to go away at once, I shall shoot you in the stomach, both of you, now.
No, Kramer, no, tell them to go away. Tell them, Kramer.
I warned you.
Please, not so hasty.
At once, Kramer.
All right, my friends. Everything is quite all right. Get on with your duties.
We heard a shot.
It's quite all right. Don't worry. Carry on with your work. That satisfy you, Mr. Barton?
Saved you both from a nasty tummy ache anyway. Now, Snowy, if you'll do a spot of tying up.
Right, sir.
While Jean gets on the phone to Colonel Gardner's office. I take it we may use your phone? Over here, Jean.
All right, Dick, leave this to me.
I don't like it at all, Hans, not at all.
But the leader said it was all right, I heard.
There's something very odd going on in that room.
That's all right, Professor. The leader and that scientist fellow have been giving the old boy the birds.
Yes, but they wouldn't shoot at him. I know. We'll send Blom down to the garden to have a look in at the window.
Find out for yourself, Professor.
No, it's a bit too dark outside in the garden. Besides, I might stop a bullet. But Blom is different.
Yes.
He may be a half-wit, but he's strong enough to deal with 6 normal men. Blom! Listen, Blom. The leader is in the big room. The room with the lights, you know? Good. The leader is in danger. Go down to the garden, look in through the window and find out what is wrong. Quickly, quickly. Blom, the leader is in danger. Good. If anyone is hurting the leader, Blom will tear them to pieces. We'll soon know what.
Any luck on the phone, Jean?
They think Colonel Gardner's just got back. They're finding him.
Useful instrument, the telephone, Mr. Barton.
Very. How are you getting on, Snowy?
Just got James Thurgood nicely tied up, so now we'll start on friend Willie here.
Why all this roping, my dear Barton? After all, you hold all the trump cards. You say the house is surrounded.
You're too slippery a customer, Kramer.
Or would it be more truthful to say, Barton, that you three are here alone, in view of the fact that you were only just now notifying Gardner of the position?
You talk too much, Kramer. I think you better be gagged as well as tied.
Hello? Hello? Is that you, Colonel?
Yes?
The Colonel's on the phone, Dick. Jean here.
Yes. Hello, Jean. What's the news?
We're at Lodge Hall. You know the address?
Yes, I know it. Thanks to you. So Lodge Hall is the new hideout.
Yes, and we urgently need... Hello? Hello? Hello?
What's the matter?
Line's gone dead. Hello? Hello? There is the door now.
So you are here alone, Barton. And it's late at night. Very unwise.
We shall see about that. At least you and Thurgood are at the wrong end of a gun, Kramer.
Why was the telephone cut? Unless someone in the house suspects. The lights have gone out.
Don't move, Jean. Or you, Snowy. Right, I'm holding Kramer. Now listen, Kramer. Shout for your men to put on the lights again.
I didn't tell them to put out the lights.
I want the lights on again quick, and I'm past fooling.
Go on, sir. Shoot him in the stomach.
I most certainly shall, and I mean that. Keep talking, Jean, so that I know you're over there.
Don't worry about me. Colonel Gardner's got our message. He'll be here any time now. And I'm not afraid of the dark.
What's that, sir? That heavy breathing sound. It isn't Rankle.
Keep talking, Jean.
I'm quite all right, Dick. Don't worry about me. I'm perfectly all right. I'll keep on talking just as you say.
Jean! Jean! Right, Kramer, you asked for it.
No, don't. I'll tell them. Professor! Hans! Blom! Put the lights on! Do you hear? Put the lights on at once!
Ah, that's better. Now we can see.
Where's Miss Hunter, sir? She's vanished.
Yes, but not for long. Listen, Kramer, tell your men at once to bring her back, otherwise I shoot both you and Thurgood.
Oh, my dear Barton.
I said at once, Kramer. I shall count 3 and then fire.
How very melodramatic. Surely.
1.
Oh, be sensible, my dear Barton.
2.
You mean to grab you fool?
No.
3.
I'm sure. Ow! Ow!
That was only the fleshy part of your leg, Kramer. Next time it'll be your kneecap.
Grab it, you fool.
1.
Professor! Hans! Blom! Bring back the girl! Quickly!
2.
Quickly, you fools! Bring her here! You'll pay for this, Barton.
Oh, my Lord, sir, look. Look, he's got Miss Hunter by the throat. She's unconscious, sir.
Kramer, tell him to put her down, you swine. Put her down.
Put her down, Blom.
Mr. Barton, listen to me.
Who the...
Do not shoot the leader, Barton.
Sounds like that professor bloke again, sir. The man in the Homburg hat and the Macintosh who we met that first day.
Are you listening, Barton? If you shoot the leader, Blom will break the girl's neck. On the other hand, if you shoot Blom, I shall shoot the girl. I suggest you drop your gun and take your orders from me.
Oh, looks like he's got the whip hand, sir.
If I were you, Barton, I'd obey the professor. If you look at Blom, you'll see he's getting carried away by it all. Violence of any kind affects him badly. He's quite likely to break the girl's neck without knowing it. He doesn't really know his own strength.
Lasers. I could put a bullet through your stomach, Kramer.
In which case, Barton, the girl dies immediately, and you and your companion and Wrangle die later.
I think you had better be advised, Barton.
If he's covering us with a gun, why doesn't he shoot us, sir?
Because, my good fellow, friend Barton is holding the leader so tightly that any bullet aimed at Barton might conceivably hit our leader, a contingency I am anxious at all costs to avoid. Drop your gun, Barton.
Blimey, bloody, look at the big fella, sir. He'll choke Miss Hunter.
All right, Kramer. You win this hand. There's my gun. Tell that devil to loose the girl.
Blom, put down the girl. Put her down on the floor. I think she's still alive, but she seems to have fainted. Now, come along in, Professor. You did very nicely. Keep Mr. Barton covered.
I should like very much to shoot Mr. Barton. If you wouldn't mind, I dislike him intensely.
So do I, my dear Professor. But I feel we may need him for experimental purposes in the near future.
A good idea, Kramer. We must try the secret weapon on someone. Why not Barton and Co.? Untie my hands, Professor.
A pleasure, Mr. Thurgood.
Better let me go now, Barton.
There you are.
Thank you. Quite a nasty little wound on my leg. I'm sure you're going to be very sorry about it eventually. In the meantime, that and that is something on account.
By a cowardly lot of rats. Sure,
Never mind, Snowy. Our turn will come, old son. Let's have a look at poor old Jean.
Don't move, Barton, or I shall be forced to...
Oh, shoot and be damned. Hello, Jean, old girl. You feeling better?
Right, I'll...
Don't shoot, Professor. Don't spoil this affecting reunion.
What happened?
An unpleasant gentleman tried to choke you.
Oh, yes, I remember. I did my best to shout. Oh, Dick Cromer's got a gun.
Yes, he's leading by a short head at the moment. Not for long, though.
Colonel Gardner.
I certainly hope so.
Yes, we all expect that Colonel Gardner will be on his way with loads of police constables. But I am afraid that once again, Plan 2 will go into operation. Call it Plan 3, if you like. A new hideout. And Colonel Gardner will find that the birds have flown.
There's no time to lose, Cromer.
Don't worry, Professor. I think we shall be safely on the way before our friend Gardner can do very much.
The cars are already outside.
Good. Get the men together then and tell them to be ready for an immediate getaway.
Plan 3?
Of course.
Plan 3?
Plan 3.
Listen, Professor. You will take Barton and the girl and Barton's companion in one car.
Yes, sir.
And I myself shall take James Thurgood together with Sir Archie Wrangle.
Listen, Cromer, Wrangle is in no fit condition to be moved from this room. You can see it's sheer cruelty.
Be quiet, Barton.
For humanity's sake, Cromer. Oh!
I said be quiet. Now then, Thurgood and Blum, you two get Wrangle into our car.
Right, come, Blum.
Do take care. The old man's corpse.
What?
Why, you...
Brave man, friend Cromer. Not afraid to strike any woman, providing she can't hit back. Okay, Jean. Cromer will have that one back with
Don't
interest.
bother about me, Dick. It's that poor old man being dragged about.
No good appealing to their better natures, my dear girl. They haven't got any.
Now listen, Professor. It's quite conceivable that Colonel Gardner may arrive too soon or may pass us on the way, recognize us, and come in pursuit. If so, the rear car, that's the one that you will be in, Professor, will swerve at the first corner or fork and take a different route.
But why? I don't understand.
So that Gardner and his men will follow the rear car, whilst our car proceeds on its way undisturbed. That is our usual arrangement. It is unlikely, Professor, that Gardner will recognize our cars unless some outcry is made by the prisoners in your car. You will take adequate steps to prevent this.
But of course.
Just what those steps are, Professor, I leave to your inventive mind.
And I'll bet little pasty face can think up something nice and tasty, too.
I expect so.
All ready, sir?
Thurgood and Wrangle in the car? Good. Well, I leave you to make your own arrangements with your prisoners. Their hands are tied? Yeah, good. Don't be long, Professor.
Now, listen, Barton and all of you. I have here a claw. Just a rather beautifully made little claw. You see, made of steel. Exquisitely made.
So what?
I shall not gag any of you, but if circumstances arise which tempt any of you to cry out, well...
Well?
If the lady calls out, you, my dear Barton, will taste my claw down the side of your face. If you or your friend cry out, why, then the little lady will feel its caress. It's very sharp indeed. It would mark anyone for life. Come along, let us adjourn to the cars. There goes the leader's car. Good. So, we're all in this car, are we? Yes. I'll come in beside you. Sit facing you. That'll be better. Off we go. I think we might have one of the windows open. A little night air, my dear Barton, will no doubt help us all to cool off. But you will all three remember my warning.
Look, Dick. Coming behind us, Colonel Gardner's car. It's drawing out and passing us. Colonel Gardner!
Right, Mr. Barton. I warned you what would happen.
Dick, I forgot. Oh, Dick.
All right. Quite all right.
You dirty swine. If only my hands were free,
I'm so sorry, Dick. I shouted without thinking.
Good thing.
Blast! They've seen us in the other car. They're turning. Faster, driver, faster.
Give the signal to the leader in front. Faster. Swing off at the next fork or corner as soon as we can be sure they're following. The leader's pulling away. Good, good. Now, driver, at the next corner, swerve right. Now! Now, as fast as you can. Just a minute. Yes, good. They're following us.
Blast! Look, driver, you fool, slow down. I know this road. There's a devil of a drop and the road narrows. If you meet anything...
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, dear.
Never mind my face. It's this car that worries me. Look out, driver, look out. Jean, mine!
Has the car crashed? Have Barton and Jean been injured? Has Kramer escaped? If so, where to? Dick Barton, Special Agent. Wilhelm Kramer and James Thurgood have set out in a car for their new hideout, taking with them Sir Archie Wrangle as their prisoner. A second car carries the Professor, with Dick, Jean, and Snowy as his captives. Colonel Gardner sets out in pursuit, and on the way his car passes them. Jean cries out for help, and the Professor, as punishment, strikes Dick's face with a steel claw. Gardner gives chase again, and the car with Dick, Jean, Snowy, and the Professor swings off the route after giving a signal to Kramer that they are being followed.
Faster. Swing off at the next fork or corner as soon as we can be sure they're following. The leader's pulling away. Good, good. Now, driver, at the next corner, swerve right. Now! Now, as fast as you can. Just a minute. Yes, good. They're following us.
Blast! Look, driver, you fool, slow down. I know this road. There's a devil of a drop and the road narrows. If you meet anything...
Faster!
Thank you. Thanks. Oh, dear.
Never mind my face. It's this car that worries me. Look out, driver, look out. Jean, mine!
Great heavens! They've gone over the edge, Inspector.
Come on. There's not much of a drop here. They may be all right.
Leave some of your men to look after this other car. You must have met them head on, and the driver of the car with Jean inside it must have swerved to avoid it. The road was too narrow, and over he went.
Well, this car's all right.
Never had a chance. The other bloke was coming along too fast. That's all right. Get him out of the way, Inspector. Listen! What's that?
Gardner! Down here, quick!
Barton's alive, anyway. Come on, bring torches.
Gardner! Colonel Gardner!
Coming! Coming right down! Bit of a climb. Be as quick as we can.
Jean, you sure you're okay?
I think so. Sore here and there. What about Snowy?
Oh, another bruise on my napper, but apart from that, everything seems all right.
The driver of the car's had it, judging by the angle of his neck. Oh. Just a minute. Yes, he won't trouble us any further.
The Professor seems to have vanished completely.
Oh, no, he hasn't. I saw him clearing off in a hurry while I was trying to get you out. Took me a moment or two to get my hands untied, otherwise I'd have got him. He won't have got far. He was limping badly. When Gardner arrives, tell him I'm off after the dear Professor.
Dick!
Yes?
Don't take any silly risks.
Never do.
You do.
You worry too much. Back in 2 ticks.
Oh, there's a colonel climbing down. This way, sir. Hello, Snowy. You all right?
Yeah. Bump on me trunk, nothing to worry about. And Jean's okay, too.
Oh, thank heavens you're safe, Jean. Great Scott, what a relief. Where's Barton?
Chasing a mad professor. I'm afraid Kramer and Thurgood have got clean away, sir.
What? I thought...
They were in the car in front. As soon as you began following us, our car swerved away from the route to take you off the scent.
Certainly did, too. What about Wrangle?
They've got him in the car with them.
Blast! Now we're as far as ever from Kramer's new hideout and...
No! Here's a clue. And Dick's got him tight.
Here you are, big proud beauty. Here's Colonel Gardner.
Great heavens, Barton. What have you done to your face?
Our friend, the Professor here, had a bit of fun with it. This is the instrument concerned, this little steel claw. Very useful for spoiling people's good looks.
You'd better get yourself patched up.
That's all right. Let's get moving, sir. Come on. Back along the route we came. Get to the police station and look at a few maps and, above all, question this Professor.
I told you I know nothing.
We'll soon find that out. Come on. All we want to know is, where is Wilhelm Kramer now?
Now, hurry. Hurry, for heaven's sake, hurry, Thurgood. Surely we're safe enough here.
And you say even the professor doesn't know the location of this house?
He doesn't, but there's still a chance that Barton may find some clue.
Why this sudden anxiety about Barton?
I don't like the way he keeps cropping up in this affair, keeping us on the run like this.
Well, we don't want to run any further.
Precisely. We haven't anywhere else anyway.
We can get out of the country. We still have the plane.
Yes, and the weapon. Once we're safely away into Europe, we can dictate our own terms. Agreed. So the sooner we get Wrangle to talk, the better. You've got the drug ready?
Yes. He's still unconscious. Good. Now, a prick from the hypodermic. There. Now, as soon as he comes round, we must fire questions at him before the effects of the drug wear off.
Where am I?
It's all right, Wrangle. Old boy. This is Thurgood. Jimmy Thurgood, you remember?
I remember.
Is it working? Looks like it. You remember our secret weapon, the one we invented together, Wrangle?
I remember. One man in control of the weapon could destroy the whole population of a complete city without...
Yes. But listen, Wrangle. Are you listening?
I am listening.
The operator of the weapon must be protected from its rays.
Yes, I invented an antidote.
Yes, indeed, you did. Can you remember what the formula of that antidote was?
Yes, I can remember.
What was it?
The formula for the preparation of the antidote is as follows. You must do as I tell you.
Now then, Professor, all we want to know is Kramer's latest hideout.
But I've no idea, I swear to you. I've no idea at all. I've never been there.
Yes, sir.
I only know the secret weapon is stored there now, and it's near an aerodrome. That's all I know.
What do you think, Barton?
Well, he may be telling the truth, but I think just to make sure. Listen, Professor. If we don't stop Kramer, millions of people will die horribly. I am therefore prepared to adopt your own methods to make you talk. I am prepared to go to any lengths, to stop Wilhelm Kramer. Yes, I will even use your own claw on you.
No, Barton, you can't.
I can, and I will.
I told you all I know. It's a house near an aerodrome.
How do you know that?
I heard Kramer talking about a plane.
That doesn't necessarily mean the house is near an aerodrome, does it? Kramer may have his own plane.
He has.
Oh, he has he?
Yes, and I've heard that the garden backs onto one of the runways of an aerodrome.
I see, very convenient. Now perhaps you'll tell me which aerodrome?
I swear I don't know.
He doesn't know, Barton.
No, if he did, he'd squeal all right with pasty face. He's petrified. You can
I
see...
just had an idea.
Well, let's have it. We could do with one or two bright ideas just now, Jean.
This house backs onto an airfield.
So the professor says.
It does. I've told you it does.
Well, Kramer hasn't been in this country such a long time, so he must have bought the house fairly recently.
What are you driving at, Jean?
Look at this map. In the direction which Kramer was going in the car when we turned off, there could be only one place he was making for, Halley Aerodrome.
How do you make that out? He may be making for Yorkshire or Scotland or
I'm
anywhere.
assuming that his house isn't too far away from London.
I think you can help us with that one, Professor.
I think that's right.
Why?
Because on one or two occasions, Kramer visited the house where the secret weapon was hidden. And he'd go during the morning and sometimes be back in the late afternoon.
That rules out Yorkshire and Scotland. Anyway, go on, Jean.
Well, Halley Aerodrome is the only one in the direction he was making for. And not far either. So that's where his house is, near Halley.
But I don't see why...
Just a minute, sir. Kramer takes a house. A big house, presumably, if he's got to hide a plane in the grounds. He takes it fairly recently. It backs onto an airfield.
Yes, Jean, of course. We tried the estate agents in Hellion district and tried to find the house that fits the bill.
That's it.
Jolly good idea. Wish I'd thought of it myself.
Well, even girls can think occasionally, you know.
Yes, but the occasions are so rare.
All right.
Anyway, Snowy, you take care of Pastyface here.
You betcha. Now, come
Now,
along.
Jean and I'll get phone numbers and fish house agents out of bed.
I'll bet they'll be tickled pink at this time of the morning.
And don't forget, Barton, this time keep me posted before taking any drastic action. We want to be certain of getting Kramer before we give him any hint that we're on his trail.
If we find the house, we'll leave Snowy on guard and get in touch with you right away, sir.
Meantime, I'll send along reinforcements to the police station at Halley. You pick them up there. They'll be mobile, so there won't be any harm done if Halley isn't the right place.
I've got a feeling it is the right place, sir.
Well, let's hope you're right. Cheerio, and good hunting.
Well, seems like a race between us and old Kramer now, doesn't it? And the best man's got to win. Now, come along, Professor. I said come along. I'd give a copper or two to know where friend Willie is right now. And just what he's doing.
Is it finished?
Yes, I think so. If the formula was the right one, then this is the antidote.
And we can operate the weapon in perfect safety now, then, eh?
Yes, if the truth drug really has brought out the truth.
You mean Wrangle may have pretended to be under the influence of the drug and given us the wrong information?
Yes. The only way of really finding out...
is by trying out the secret weapon on someone protected by the antidote.
Precisely. You mean...
Trying it out on Wrangle himself, of course.
Just what I was thinking.
The ideal arrangement, of course, would be to have the weapon's rays directed at two persons. One, Sir Archie Wrangle, protected by the preparation made from his formula, and the other unprotected.
Splendid, my dear Kramer.
Not only that, if Sir Archie Wrangle has to face the weapon's rays using the antidote we have prepared from his formula, you may be sure he will be anxious that it is indeed the right formula.
Yes.
Why the indecision?
Knowing Wrangle, he might persist in giving us this information, even though it meant that he himself would suffer death and mutilation. The man's a fool.
In that case, he looks like being a blind and mutilated fool.
Ah, but so does the operator of the weapon.
Yes. I think we had better give Blom a little instruction in the handling of the weapon. Then we can give him the privilege of being the first to use it.
And the other victim?
I was just wondering. Now, if only we still had Barton.
We've run him to earth, sir.
You have? Good show, Barton. So the house agents found you a house.
They did. It's Ashwell Court.
Ashwell Court.
Yes, and it backs onto Halley Airfield. We took a look at it through field glasses and even spotted Blom in the drive.
Blom?
The half-wit as strong as an ox, employed by friend Willie to do all the dirty jobs. We also noticed a big shed at the back of the house. Probably got the plane in it.
Yes. So the sooner we surround the place with police, the better.
I don't know, sir. We've got to be very careful. At the very first sign of any activity from us, Cromer will be into that plane and out of the country. Now, if we don't want to frighten him into buzzing off...
Most certainly don't.
Then I think we should park our reinforcements somewhere outside Halley.
I agree. Jean?
Yes, sir.
Get Operation Halley underway at once. Only make it Operation Outside Halley.
The inspector's in the next room, sir. I'll tell him straight away.
Now, Barton. Oh, by the way, where's Snowy?
Well, we've left him down there, keeping an eye on the house.
Is that a good idea? They may spot him.
I've told him to keep out of sight and report to us here by phone if there should be any movements of a suspicious nature, particularly if there seems to be any activity around that large shed. Well, now, sir, we're all ready for action.
Yes, but there's only one thing worries me. It's easy for us to send in a strong body of police and troops, armed to the hilt. But if Cromer and Thurgood have the weapon working by now, well, they'll direct it at our men at the very first sight of them. And we're sunk.
Yes. I've got it. Somebody must go into that house, find out if it's safe to launch an attack, and then give the necessary signal for the attack to be made.
Who on earth could possibly do that?
I could.
Don't be absurd. They know you.
They know me as I am now, but with some form of disguise and an innocent-looking excuse to get inside the grounds, say a greengrocer's van or something.
Yes, and once you're inside...
Make a beeline for the secret weapon, or make sure it's safely out of reach for long enough.
No, it's certain death for you.
Not at all, 50-50 chance. But I'd want someone with me, someone with plenty of guts. He could drive the van and be ready to help me, or alternatively get out quickly to warn you.
Do you honestly think you'd stand a chance?
Of course. Have you got a good man to go with me?
Just the very chap. Jock Anderson.
Jock Anderson?
51st Highland Div. Sergeant. Infantry.
Sounds all right, but...
Did some work with my men very recently. Very sound fellow. Just a second.
Yes, sir?
Jean, is Jock Anderson about anywhere?
Yes, he's here in the outer office with me. Just come back from that job in the bank robbery.
Oh, yes, of course. How did they get on?
Caught his gang. Jock's a bit beaten up, but he's all right. He always is.
Yes, I know. Will you ask him to come in and see me right away?
You're wanted, Jock.
See what you think, Barton. Might be an idea.
Hello, sir. You want to see me?
Yes, Jock. Meet Dick Barton. Dick, Jock Anderson, I was telling you about.
How are you, Jock?
Mr. Barton.
Hello?
Excuse me, sir. It's Snowy White on the phone urgently. He wants to speak to Mr. Barton.
For you, Dick. It's Snowy.
For me? Hello?
Captain Barton, sir. Quick!
What is it, Snowy? Hello? Snowy! Snowy!
What's the matter?
He gave a sort of gasp, and the line went dead.
What has happened to Snowy White? Has Cromer got him? Will Cromer act at once? Listen to the next installment of Dick Barton, Special Agent.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed our latest episode of Dick Barton, Special Agent. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow for an episode of Whatever Happened to the Likely Lads, going live at 5 p.m. GMT. You can email me, brett@tourdate.co.uk. I'd love to know your thoughts on the show. Thank you for listening. I'll be with you 7 days a week, each and every week. And I'll see you next time on Brett's Old Time Radio Show. Love you. Bye.